Hello, it's Wezel here, and thanks for joining me as we continue on my adventures in SnowRunner on hard mode. Today is day 26, as I keep pushing on my 24 hours a day, every day in SnowRunner. We left off at the end of day 25, halfway through the Out with the Old contract. We've delivered the first two parts, and we're now bringing the White Wester Star back to pick up the oil rig drill, which we'll need to deliver as the third part. So we're sort of halfway through. Once we do that, so today's focus, once we do that, we'll then run the more fuel task, which goes straight from the drilling site, so that's great. And then we're going to have a look at some of the contracts that are still outstanding. So as it's near enough 8 o'clock in the morning, we're going to fire straight up and head on down and around back to the service hub where we can pick up the oil rig drill. Don't have to be quite so careful coming across this bridge when we've got an empty semi-trailer compared to when we were bringing the heavy construction rig trailer yesterday. Yes, the empty semi is much more friendly. Just ease off around that corner because it can be a bit scary. Can't help myself. We didn't do the shortcut when we were in the Pacific with the heavy trailer, unsurprisingly, but we can do the shortcut if we're careful when we have the empty trailer here, and it will cut off a bit of time and save us a bit of fuel. As long as I don't roll over somewhere in between. That's not too bad. Again, coming down that hill is easier than going up. It's those little rocks that you roll just do enough to get under your wheels. Refuel again, top up to the top, because now we're going to go on quite a run to deliver this oil rig drill. Why not hop in the driver's seat, because I haven't done that in quite a while. The driver's seat of the White Western Star 4964 with its wood panelling. Very old school. I'm happy to come along this main road in without my four-wheel drive on, because obviously I don't need four-wheel drive for travelling along this road, and it'll help to save me some fuel, because running with four-wheel drive on is not as fuel efficient as when you're running without. This will be a bit more interesting, but I think we should be okay. Trying to get up onto the hump rather than be in the rut. Here we are coming into the service hut. I might just hop out shortly, because I'm sort of guessing a little bit as to where the back of the trailer is. Oh, and it's not quite where I want it to be. So that's what happens when you're in driver's seat mode. You can't quite tell where you're going. I'll just reverse that a bit away. Try that again. I just want to leave some space so I can load this drill on. should be about right. I'll just put the crane up so I don't knock my trailer over. One of those, thanks. Rightio. I think it wants it the other way round, so we'll spin it right round the trailer. Okie doke. Jolly good. So that gives us the oil rig drill. And now we're going to head straight over to the drilling site, following pretty much the same path we did up past the farm. Still trying to save fuel by not running the all-wheel drive when we don't need to. Head straight across. Hopefully the straightest path is the easiest. No trouble with getting beached now. We've got the off-road tyres on. Can be a little bit aggressive coming through here because the oil rig drill is nice and low in the trailer, so we're not got a problem with having the cargo container or something like that, which throws our weight up high. This one stays nice and low, which is better. Now I'm not going to be able to go all the way in high, I know that. So we'll get to about here, I reckon. Just give it a bit of help. Through this nasty little muddy spot here. should be okay. Western Star doing a great job pulling up here. To there. Come on. We got to there. Obviously got ourselves just in that bit of mud there. So a little bit of a helping hand. And we'll be going again. And once we get past this bit of mud, at the top of the hill here, we'll get back into high gear. Do. Do. one oil rig drill. There we have the contract completed for Out With The Old. That's pretty good. And the next task actually is the one that has popped up straight away, which is more fuel. And that's basically, I'll just quickly stop the engine. Basically, more fuel is to take some fuel that we can load right here up to the forester's house, which is kind of on their way back to the farm, following the path we normally take. So we'll load up that fuel, run it up to the forester's house, and complete that more fuel, and then keep going on past to the farm. No, not into the trailer. Now I'm not going to uncouple the trailer here because it is pretty muddy and yucky. So we should be able to, if we're careful and lucky, should be able to load these into the trailer one behind the other. If we can't, well, we might get the little helpful people here to help us pack it. And by that I mean I just won't be quite so accurate in the loading. Right, one. We need two of them. Lovely. Okay, so now we've got our load. We can head on to the forester's house. Here we are at the forester's house. That was pretty easy. We'll take that money for that more fuel contract, or task, sorry, and head on our way. Not doing tools delivery though. Oh, tools delivery is a task, isn't it? We're not going to do that for the moment. Alright, let's head on down to the farm, back to where we were. So here we are back at the farm. Now I think what we'll do is just have a quick look at what is still outstanding here in Smithville Dam. We've currently got the 2 contests that we haven't done yet. I'm going to do them a little bit later. I tend to do them back to back because one of them, I think it's New Nest, basically goes from this warehouse all the way up to make a drop off at this warehouse. Oh no, at a place near this warehouse, sorry, about somewhere up here. And then New Nest picks up some product going from here and taking it down into the middle of the marshes down here. So they run pretty well back to back. So we'll do them later on. Lost trailer, that's where we need to, to run the scout trailer just across the road. So we've already got it in the right place. It's just we don't want to give that up until we can save the fuel. And tools delivery is to run the curtain side trailer over to the warehouse here, which will probably involve coming up and around because it's just too difficult to get it the short way, which is a pity. Other than that though, and more importantly, Dyson diesel contracts are now completely done. Steel River Township contracts are done except for the timber logging related ones, which we will do last. And Husky forwarding are the ones we're going to start to focus on now. So we've got super order, materials order, work for old sweat, cargo from the ship, cement for the region, and fuel order. Now fuel order we can't do until we've done work for old sweat. So that's a tie there. Don't know why super order was highlighted. Oh, okay. However, what I think we're going to do is run a few of these all at the same time. So I'm sort of going to be loading up things for these as much as I can and delivering them in parts because they're all quite large, usually involving at least 1 or 2 components, and we'll do well to try and run them together. So I'm going to start picking up some stuff for the materials order one. I'll try and pop it up into the corner each time I'm loading something and talk about it at the time. So for the moment, we've popped that one up because I'm going to load some consumables. But for starters, I'm only going to load 1 because we've actually got the other one sitting out near the intersection. So I want to keep the truck empty at the moment because I'm going to put some concrete slabs we also need into the back of it. So we'll start with that one. Okie doke. Now, no, don't stall the engine. Now we're going to head down and pick up some concrete slabs from the warehouse at the dam. that a bit too wide. Head up to this warehouse and load up 2 concrete slabs. Left the trailer a little bit further back than I probably wanted to. Should have run it a little bit further forward. But that's okay, we'll do our best. Let's carry on. Better pack it. Okay, so we've got the cargo, the slabs, sorry, concrete slabs, and one of the consumables. We need the other consumable, which is near the intersection to the farm. And then we've got to run some metal beams down to the quarry. So, we're actually going to do that last bit first. I'm also aware that I'm running pretty low on fuel now, as expected. So we'll come across here and fuel up. Refill. Very good. And then we just so happen to have some metal beams just here. How fortunate. These are the ones we left earlier when we came through with the P16. So we will run these straight down to the quarry. Just gonna get off that hump. Okay, so we'll take these down to the quarry to do the first delivery. Now there's a number of ways down into the quarry, different paths you can take. I'll take a few different ones over the course of the run through. We'll start with this one, which we'll just go ahead and get ourselves going, which is to run around the anti-clockwise and then make a very sharp left turn. This is probably my standard way of getting in and out of the quarry, but there are a bunch of different ways that you can go that'll get you there. Generally though, well, there's only a couple of ways really for final entry roads. This is one of them. Now it can be quite... yeah, just need to be a little bit aware of just how much the truck can run away from you, especially when it's being pushed by the trailer. Well, we get there okay. Splash about in the bottom of the quarry. Come to the drop point. And we find a ramped flatbed trailer with some cargo on it. Okay, so that's offloaded the metal beams, which is the first part of materials order. But while we're here, I'll now switch over to the cement for the region contract, and we'll load up some cement. Now, annoyingly, we have no option here to manually load. We have to auto load. It is what it is. So we'll load up our cement and then head on out. Got to be a bit careful for bashing into things, and also pulling that cement trailer up over that first little ledge. But we should be pretty good from here now. The trick in the quarry is there's not a lot of things to winch from. There's a couple of spots you can winch, but mostly you're on your own. Now, in terms of exiting the quarry, it is possible to do a very radical left turn there. Don't know that I would try and do it pulling a cargo. Otherwise we can keep running around here and eventually come out pretty much where we came in. Or if you're brave, some of these points, literally you can go straight up the wall. tree at the top that you can winch from if you have to. But in that... Oh, well, we're tipped over. And, oh my gosh, we tipped right over. I have never done that here before, ever. Which shows just how blasé I was about that task. That's a very naughty thing to do. Because I don't have much that I can do about it right here. Yes, we have no engine and we have no winch. Oh, so that was my own fault because I was actually watching that tree, not watching the trailer. And as I came up and up that rise there, that caused me a bit of pain. Okie doke, well, what have we got that can come and help me? We've got a bunch of trailers. They're no good. We've got the P16 way back here. That's a possible. That might have to be the best we can do, I think, which is a pity, but it is what it is and can't be avoided. What a pity. Okay, P16 to the P16 to the rescue. Yeah, well, it's going to be the one that can pull it the most easily. And I don't have anything else. Oh, actually, speaking of anything else, I've never tried this. Oh, what the heck. I've got the white twin steer sitting down here. It was going to just toddle on back up to get to the garage anyway. So it's not going to have to go out of its way. The only thing is, probably not the greatest truck for saving the other one, because it hasn't got good tyres on it. It's just got a stock tyres. It's pretty much stock as it was when we first got it. But we will see how we go. What an adventure! Well, today is an adventurous day. Now coming back through the marsh will be should be okay for the twin steer, because it's, again, it's a bit like the P16 in that it has very big wheels, but without having good tyres on, we're going to be stretching the friendship a little bit, particularly these early parts where it's muddy and yucky. And if we get bogged down here, then it definitely will have to be the P16 to come and save us. Needless to say, this was not in my run book for today. But that is half the fun of SnowRunner. I guess it serves me right for being a smarty pants and trying to climb the wall of the quarry. But we're almost up to the quarry now. Just forgot how bad this turning circle is, or how long this thing is. So we'll just run across the top of the quarry. At least we don't have to go down into the quarry. We're already at the 4964 is already out of the quarry. It's lying on its side. Instead of turning up to the road, we'll just run across the top here. And before very long, see a somewhat stricken White Western Star 4964, feeling a bit embarrassed. Ooh, didn't mean to ram that tree that hard. Should be right now with a bit of luck. It's not quite the perfect position. Let's try the second launch. No, not at all. Okay, so that wasn't very difficult. It's just a bit embarrassing. So now we just need to pick up the trailer. Just put our tail up. Try not to pull ourselves over again. Just going to need to be a bit careful how we reload this trailer, because obviously at the moment that's a pretty awful angle for the trailer to be on. I'm going to have to move it a little bit, but once we get it down to a more flat area, which we can. Just winch it down here. So I'm going to try and get onto these rocks here. So the trailer looks flatter now. Yep, that's pretty good. So I will then go away from the trailer. Try and keep the truck relatively flat. That should do. The anchor's out. Should now be pretty right to pick these guys up. Luckily our cement are fairly manoeuvrable. See how we're moving the trailer around a bit. I don't think it's going to tip over though, so I think we'll be right. cargo. Nice. Alright, continue where we left off. Thank you very much, Mr. Twin Steer. And we'll try not to go sideways up these inclines anymore. Be able to climb out of here. Refuel again and head back. Now you'll see one of these cement for the region tasks involves delivering cement to the town centre storage in Black River. That's the first one that we're going to do. And we're going to sort of merge it in a bit with this materials order task that we've been working on. Here, go back and get our trailer of stuff that we've put on for the materials order. And head over towards the garage. Alright. So this is what I was talking about earlier, of doing multiple contracts at once. So I've now got the cement for the region first bit, as well as the materials order contract. I'll try and get done. Oh, knew I'd do that. Did the turn well, but then eased off. Silly sausage. As we go past the consumables here on the side of the road, I will snaffle up one more of them, which will give us everything we need for the materials order. Now, of course, trap for young players. once you start winching, it releases, oh sorry, once you start craning, it releases the winch. So we no longer have the trailer attached at the back. So I have to remember, actually I should switch that over and say we're now doing materials order. Yeah, because I've just picked up those consumables. However, I did see what time it was, and it's pretty much 8 o'clock in the morning, which means that's pretty much the end of our current day. So I will, having stopped the engine, pause it there. That finishes off today's session. Well, that was a bit more exciting than I'd planned it to be. We also didn't get quite as far as I planned to, mostly because of falling over at the top of the quarry. So anyway, that's the end of day 26. I think it was 26. I hope you enjoyed it. You can see this is the sort of thing that happens in SnowRunner when things go wrong, but we managed to solve it. And yes, we've left the twin steer sort of sitting at the top of the quarry, but it was on its way back to the garage anyway. So we haven't lost too much in that effort, other than a bit of time. So speaking of which, time's up. So thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you'll join me again tomorrow as I continue on with my adventures in SnowRunner. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.